Hi students, welcome to ePathshala. I am Dr. Kalpakam Pulasa, former Director in Charge, National Institute of Nutrition at Hyderabad. In this module, you will be learning about the history, chemistry and the structure, the food sources, distribution, absorption, utilization, transportation, metabolism, storage, as well as about the functions and deficiency of cyanocobalamin and also the required or the recommended dietary allowances of cyanocobalamin. Structure and chemistry. Vitamin B12 is a unique as it contains a metallic ion cobalt forming a complex chemical structure. It has a tetrapyrrole structure with a central cobalt atom, D1 amino, 2-propanol and 5,6-dimethyl benzimidazole. Cyano, chloro, bromo, sulfo or nitro groups can be attached to the cobalt atom depending on the method of preparation. Vitamin B12 occurs in several forms called cobalamin. One is hydroxycobalamin and vitamin B12A and cyanocobalamin. Cyanocobalamin is the principal one used in vitamin supplement. The cyanocobalamin is the mostly used one. If cyano group is replaced with other ligand, then the name of that ligand is used. For example, if a methyl group is replaced, then it is known as methylcobalamin. It is a dark red, hygroscopic, crystalline substance which is soluble in water and alcohol. Cyano, chloro, bromo, sulfo or nitro groups may be attached to the cobalt atom depending on the method of preparation. Vitamin B12 occurs in several forms called cobalamin. One is hydroxycobalamin, vitamin 12A and cyanocobalamin. Cyanocobalamin is the principal one which is used in the vitamin supplement. The cyanocobalamin is the name mostly used. If cyano group is replaced with other ligand, then the name of that ligand is used. For example, if a methyl group is replaced, then it is known as methylcobalamin. It is dark red, hygroscopic, crystalline substance which is soluble in water and alcohol. Reducing compounds, aldehydes, ascorbic acid, ferrous salt, sunlight destroy the activity of this vitamin. There is not much of cooking losses as it remains stable even at high temperatures. Dietary sources. Rich sources are liver, eggs, meat and fish. For vegetarians, milk, yogurt, cheese, eggs, soy, milk, tofu are the sources. Blue-green algae or the spirulina has this vitamin. Fortified foods with B12 are available in the market. People who daily consume meat, milk, cheese or eggs are not at risk of B12 deficiency. Some plant foods may contain B12 from bacterial contamination, or in the case of legumes, from the nitrogen-fixing bacteria on their roots. For strict vegetarians, nutritional yeast and vitamin B12 fortified products such as foods fortified with B12, soy milk, other soy products and some breakfast cereal and B12 supplements are the source. Food sources of B12 to meet the daily recommended dietary allowance. Dairy products. Consuming 250 ml of milk may contribute approximately roughly 1.2 to 1.4 microgram of vitamin B12. Roughly 1 microgram can be obtained from skimmed milk. Swiss, Emmental and cottage cheese are some of the top sources of vitamin B12 among all cheeses. They will contribute about 1.7 microgram per 50 gram. Yogurt, buttermilk and fortified soy milk are other good options for the vegetarian population. Liver and kidney. Liver and kidney store high levels of vitamin B12. 75 grams of cooked liver, lamb, goat contains about 55 micrograms of vitamin B12. Similarly, cooked kidney is another excellent source of this vitamin. 75 grams of all animal meat like turkey, chicken, duck and pork would contain about 0.3 micrograms of vitamin B12. Seafood. All fish and shellfish are excellent source of vitamin B12. Approximately 75 grams of cooked clams contain 74 microgram of vitamin B12. Similarly, mussels, mackerel, tuna, sardines, herring and other fishes have significant amount of B12. Consuming these foods can help in meeting the daily requirement of B12. Vitamin B12 containing plant-derived food sources. Consuming breakfast cereal fortified with folic acid, vitamin B12 and B6 increases the blood concentrations of the vitamins and decreases the total homocysteine concentrations in the plasma of elderly subjects. Therefore, B12 fortified products or breakfast cereals may be a good option to meet the daily requirement for the vegetarian population. Vitamin B12 contains beans and vegetables can be produced by organic fertilizers. Addition of an organic fertilizer such as cow manure can increase to a significant extent the B12 content of spinach leaves. Spinach grown in this manner would contain approximately 0.14 microgram of 100 grams of fresh weight of the leaves. However, the levels are very low and would not help in meeting the RDA of 2.4 microgram per day for adult humans. Fermented beans and vegetables. Although the vitamin B12 contents of soybeans are low or undetectable, the fermented soybean based food called tempeh contains a considerable amount of vitamin B12, 0.7 to 8 microgram per 100 gram. It is believed that it may be due to bacterial contamination during tempeh production. Other fermented soybean products contain little amounts of vitamin B1. Only trace amounts of B12 are present in broccoli, asparagus and mung bean sprouts. All the fermented vegetables that may have significant levels of B12, approximately 10 microgram per 100 gram due to fermentation by lactic acid or propionic acid. Various types of tea leaves contain B12, approximately 0.1 to 1.2 microgram of B12 per 100 gram dry weight. Edible mushroom. Mushroom consumption in the population is becoming popular, especially among the vegetarians. Eating about 50 grams of dried mushrooms can help in deriving the RDA for adults of 2.4 microgram per day. However, consumption of such large amount of mushrooms daily may not be feasible. Edible algae. Various types of edible forms of algae are consumed as a part of dietary habit in some countries. Dried green lavar or Enteromorpha and purple lavar Porphyra are the most commonly consumed edible algae. These contain substantial amount of B12, approximately 63.6 microgram per 100 gram of dry weight. Chlorella tablets, like eukaryotic microalgae Chlorella species, are used in human food supplement. They contain biologically active form of B12. If individuals use these supplements to obtain B12, they are advised to check the nutrition fact label to confirm the B12 content. High levels of B12 are described in the nutritional labels of the dietary supplement that contain edible cyanobacteria such as spirulina and aphanizomenon and nostoc. Distribution, absorption, utilization. Small amount can be absorbed by diffusion in the intestinal mucosa. The major route of absorption is by binding to intrinsic factor, which is a glycoprotein secreted by gastric cells. Gastric juice and pepsin help in releasing the vitamin from bound form with protein. In the stomach, vitamin B12 binds to cobalamin, which is a binding protein secreted in the saliva. In the duodenum, cobalamin is hydrolyzed, releasing the vitamin so that it can bind to the intrinsic factor. The bound form is absorbed from ileum by receptor-mediated endocytosis. Inside the mucosal cell, B12 is released by proteolysis. Then it is bound to transcobalamin 2 for transport from enterocytes. The absorption in the tissue is by receptor-mediated endocytosis of transcobalamin 2. This is followed by proteolysis to release hydroxycobalamin. This product may undergo methylation to form methylcobalamin in the cytosol, or it may go to mitochondria where it forms adenosylcobalamin. Although transcobalamin is an important form of this vitamin in the plasma, it accounts only 10 to 15% of the total circulating vitamin. Major portion of this vitamin is bound to haptocorin, also known as transcobalamin 1. Its function is not very well understood. It doesn't seem to be involved either in tissue uptake or intertissue transport. There is a third form known as transcobalamin 3 that helps in transporting the vitamin and its metabolites from peripheral tissues to the liver. Significant amount of this vitamin undergoes hepatic circulation. About 1 to 9 microgram is secreted through the bile every day and is reabsorbed by binding to intrinsic factor. Only the active form of this vitamin binds to intrinsic factor, not the inactive metabolites. For mammals and for man, the intervention of binders such as intrinsic factor, transcobalamin, and haptocorin are necessary for transporting them. The molecules are spiked with hydrophobic sites. Their membrane transfer is facilitated by several types of receptors. The intestinal absorption, which appears to require the presence of 2 receptors and 2 transporters, remain for the moment a unique assimilation model. About 1% of large pharmacological dose is absorbed by passive diffusion in the intestine. Vitamin B12 is not freely absorbed. It depends on the body's storage levels and the amount ingested. At low levels of intake, a large amount of this vitamin is absorbed and vice versa. In healthy person, this vitamin can be recycled from bile and intestinal secretions. It has a long half-life so that a person can store it for 3 to 5 years. The principal storage is liver, which has 50% of the body's reserve. It is excreted via urine, bile and feces, and biliary excretion via feces is the major excretory route. Transport and metabolism. There are 3 vitamin B12 mammalian enzymes. First one is the methionine synthetase that catalyzes the transfer of a methyl group from a methyl tetrahydrofolate to homocysteine. The second one is the methyl malonyl CoA mutase, which catalyzes the rearrangement of methyl malonyl CoA in intermediate in the metabolism of valine, cholesterol and odd carbon fatty acids to succinyl CoA. The third one is the leucine aminomutase, which catalyzes the interconversion of leucine and beta leucine arising from intestinal bacteria. It has 2 coenzyme forms, the deoxyadenosylcobalamin and the methylcobalamin. Former acts as a coenzyme for conversion of methylmalonyl-CoA to succinyl-CoA in mitochondria. The propionic acid from odd chain fatty acid and amino acid like valine, isoleucine are precursors of methylmalonyl-CoA. The second one, methylcobalamin, transfers methyl from 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate to homocysteine to form methionine. If methyl tetrahydrofolate accumulates due to impaired transfer of methyl groups to vitamin B12, the block in utilization of methyl tetrahydrofolate in vitamin B12 deficiency results in decreased de novo synthesis of thymine, leading to defective DNA synthesis, disturbances in nuclear maturation of proliferating epithelial cells, and formation of megaloblastic red blood cells. What are the functions of this vitamin? Without vitamin B12, folic acid is unable to assist in the manufacture of the red blood cells. This vitamin is required for reactions that precede the use of folic acid in DNA replication due to its role in DNA replication. A deficiency has been linked to early recurrent abortion. The vitamin B12 is required for the synthesis and maintenance of myelin, the fatty insulation that permits speedy transmission of impulses along the nerves. The neurological damage is caused by demethylation due to failure of methylation of arginine of myelin basic protein. The nervous system is especially vulnerable to lack of methionine for methylation reaction because, unlike other tissues, it contains only methionine synthetase, which is B12 dependent, and not the vitamin B12 independent homocysteine methyltransferase that uses B-time as methyl donor. Storage and deficiency. The vitamin B12 is mainly stored in liver. Persons may be at increased risk of B12 deficiency because of stomach pathology, intestinal disease, or diet. When a person lacks intrinsic factor, the condition is called as pernicious anemia. Vitamin B12 deficiency is caused by a diet devoid of animal products. Treatment of pernicious anemia involves periodic intramuscular injections of vitamin B12. Symptoms of deficiency. Symptoms of B12 deficiency are numbness, tingling in hands, feet, RBC changes, anemia, and no toxicity is reported. Excess intake has no benefit, and pernicious anemia is the megaloblastic anemia due to B12 deficiency is common as a result of failure of intrinsic factor secretion, in which there is spinal cord degeneration and peripheral neuropathy. High intakes of folate prevent the development of megaloblastic anemia, and in up to 1/3 of the patients, the irreversible neurological signs develop without megaloblastic anemia. Failure of intrinsic factor secretion is often due to autoimmune disease. 90% of patients with pernicious anemia have antibodies against gastric parietal cells, and 70% have anti-intrinsic factor antibodies. Only about 10% of the patients are aged lower than 40 by age. Of about 60, about 1% of the population are affected, rising to 2.5% of the population aged over 65 as a result of atrophic gastritis. Persons may be at increased risk of B12 deficiency due to stomach pathology, intestinal diseases, or diet. If a person lacks intrinsic factor, it results in pernicious anemia. The prevalence of the disease increases with age and is attributed to antibodies against gastric parietal cells and intrinsic factor. Pernicious anemia could also occur after surgical removal of the stomach or a large portion of the stomach. In those cases, vitamin B12 is not absorbed because intrinsic factor is missing. Gastric acid facilitates separation of vitamin B12 from the foods containing it. So, vitamin B12 deficiency can be caused by atrophic gastritis and by prolonged use of medications that block gastric acid. People with Crohn's disease involving the ileum and those whose ileum has been removed do not absorb vitamin B12 effectively. Other intestinal causes of deficiency include conditions causing bacterial overgrowth and parasites. Individuals who are more likely to develop B12 deficiency are those who have atrophic gastritis, a condition in which there is thinning of stomach lining, pernicious anemia, a condition that affects the absorption of vitamin B12. People with autoimmune disorders like Crohn's disease, celiac disease, Graves' disease or lupus also develop B12 deficiency. Deficiency is seen in elderly due to poor dietary intake, and vegetarians are more prone to the deficiency. It can result in severe bilateral optic neuropathy. Thiamine deficiency further aggravates this condition. Symptoms of B12 are numbness and tingling in the hands and feet, red blood cell changes, moodiness, confusion, depression, delusions, and overt psychosis. This can lead to irreparable nerve damage and even death. Diagnosis of the vitamin B12 deficiency. Blood tests are done to help in assessment of people with possible B12 deficiency or folate deficiency. The first test is to estimate the hemoglobin to know if the individual is anemic, followed by microscopic examination to know if red blood cells are larger than normal. Vitamin B12 status can be assessed by estimating the serum levels of the vitamin by microbiological or competitive protein binding assay. Radioassay can be done after administering oral dose with the parenteral dose of 1 mg of non-radioactive and combining with 57 cobalt or 58 cobalt form of B12. The absorption of the oral dose is indicated by the urinary absorption of radioactivity. Normal individuals excrete 16 to 45% of the radioactivity in 24 hours, whereas those lacking the intrinsic factor or those with anti-intrinsic factor excrete less than 5%. In those with atrophic gastritis, there is decreased secretion of gastric acid prior to impairment of intrinsic factor secretion. This would mean that the absorption of the crystalline B12 as used in Schilling test is normal, but the absorption of bound form of the vitamin from food will be impaired, and therefore test result will give false negative. Therefore, it is important to take into symptoms when the diagnosis is made. A blood B12 level measurement is very unreliable for the vegetarian particularly, because if vegans are using any form of algae as a source of B12 or have some B12 analogues, that is false B12, that can imitate a true B12 in blood tests, while actually interfering with the B12 metabolism. The blood counts are also unreliable, as high folate intake suppresses anemia symptom of B12 that cannot be detected by blood count. Blood homocysteine testing is more reliable, with levels less than 10 micromole per liter being desirable. The most specific test for B12 is methylmalonic acid testing. If it is in the normal range in the blood, that is less than 370 nanomole per liter, or urine less than 4 microgram per milligram creatinine, then the body has enough B12. Moderate vitamin B12 deficiency impairs activity of methylmalonyl CoA mutase, resulting in urinary excretion of methylmalonic acid, especially after a loading dose of valine. This can be used to detect subclinical deficiency. Up to 25% of patients with pernicious anemia excrete normal amounts of MMA even after a dose of valine. The recommended dietary intake for vitamin B12. It was established by 3 different methodologies based on dose response, the Leber-Strauss radioisotopes turnover studies, that the amount of absorbed vitamin B12 is only about 0.1 microgram per day. The Indian RDA of 1 microgram per day is sufficient even after cooking losses and uncertainties in absorption and a small amount of storage. According to FAO and WHO, adult RDA for vitamin is 2.4 microgram per day. Since 10 to 30% of the older people may not absorb vitamin B12 from the food effectively, RDA for men and older women than 50 can be higher. The daily recommended allowance or the RDA of vitamin B12 is 2.5 microgram for people whose age is 14 years and above. Pregnant women require 2.6 microgram and lactating women would need 2.8 microgram per day. In conclusion, you have seen that cyanocobalamin derives its name because it has got a cobalt atom in the vitamin structure and it's richly present in the liver. It's also known as vitamin B12, and the vegetarian sources are not as good as the non-vegetarian sources. So many of the population who depend only on strict vegetarian source of food suffer from some kind of marginal deficiencies if they do not take fortified foods with B12 vitamin. The deficiency of this vitamin is often confusing with that of the folic acid. However, both the anemic condition is similar in both the cases. However, the excretion of the methylmalonic acid can indicate whether there is a presence of the vitamin B12 deficiency in a population, and if that is detected, then the person should be given a supplement containing a vitamin B12.